So, are you a part of a smaller church maybe, and you want to know if you can have a big impact? Well, our church just crossed 100,000 YouTube subscribers. It's insane. Check out the numbers. This was just a few weeks ago. 107,990 taken just a few minutes ago. 1.3 million views in the last 28 days. 284.7 thousand watch hours. This is straight from the analytics. This is straight from the analytics channel. It's crazy what you can do on social media, and that's where I'm going to be giving you a complete social media strategy for 2021 and beyond. So if you are a part of a church, no matter how big or small it is, this strategy is for you. It's important. It's going to take a lot of work, but it's important to get the gospel out there, and social media is the biggest mission field out there right now. So you need to take what I'm giving out today and use it to your advantage. So today, we're going to be talking about social media marketing for churches. Share this video if you are excited about this. Share it with your team, with your congregation, because this is going to revolutionize your way of evangelism. It's going to change everything. Trust me, it did for our church. Just a small church from the backwoods of North Carolina. But hey, if this is our first time meeting, my name is Evan DiDio, bringing you more media tips and tools for teens here on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe and ding that bell so you get notified every time I go live, every time I release a new video that will help you along the process. We've got several people watching. This is a live stream, by the way. We've got several people watching with us online. We've got Gabriel Bella Music, Jew and Greek. We've got Logan going, woo, yeah. Great to see all of you on here. Let's go ahead and dive into the content. The first point is a question. What would your church services look like if your focus was on the online audience? Screenshot this, write it down in your journal. What would your church services look like if your focus was on the online audience? But let's take it a step back. Let's go on to, this is kind of point number 2, but it's kind of a sub point underneath that one. What do you do for people? So imagine there was no Sunday morning service, imagine there was no congregation, what would you be doing online? Imagine your congregation was online. What would you be doing? The first way to start answering this is to answer the question, what do you do for people? In fact, answer that in the comments. What do you do for people? Are you a pastor? Do you teach? Are you more motivational? What's one subject that you talk the most about? Let me know in the comments. That's something that you might need to, it's because you already specialize in it, you become a big fish in a small pond rather than becoming a small fish in a big pond. You can start talking about political issues, but you might not get very far because everyone else is talking about political issues. So if you can talk about the political issues in the Christian world, then you're kind of bringing that subject down. So how do you help people? What do you do for people? Yes, this sounds like a lot of work, and trust me, it is. So first of all, you need to make sure you have an online presence somewhere. You need to have a website. You need to have a YouTube channel, Facebook. We're going to talk more about that later in this video. But you need to know how you actually help people. What do you bring to the table? Why would anyone be interested in hearing from you? And it's tough to realize this, but everyone judges a book by its cover. Just today, everyone judges a book by its cover. If your thumbnails don't look right, if your title isn't right, they're not going to click on the video because they're judging the book by its cover. You might have great content, but if there's nobody there to watch it, then it's great pieces of wisdom, but it's not marketed correctly. So content, here's the phrase, content is king, but marketing is queen, and she runs the household. Let me say that again. Put that in the comments. Put this in the comments right now. Content is king. You type in it, content is king, but marketing is queen, and she runs the household. Marketing is queen, and she runs the household. And at the end of this video, we're going to be doing a short Q&A. So if you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the comments section of this video. I'll also be here on the replay, so if you're not watching live with me, I can answer those questions in the comments later too. Maybe even create a whole video on it. But content is king, and marketing is queen, and she runs the household. So what do you do for people? You need to answer that, and then you need to realize that this is going to take a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of preparation, but imagine you could save one person's life. Just one person. Imagine they're hanging on to the edge of something, and you've got to go uphill a mile to try and save their life. Would you do that? Like, would you spend that energy? Would you spend that money? Would you spend that time doing that? And, you know, we have a lot of missions trips to Africa and China and places that need missions trips, but we've seen how easily things can get closed down. We've seen how you can't go on an airplane. You can't go to this country. Let me give you a statistic. Well, I'll give you the statistic here in a minute. No, I'm giving you a statistic right now. 89% of YouTube views, this middle one in the middle, 89% of YouTube views come from outside of the U.S. 89%. That is insane. We always think, we need to go out of the country to minister to these people. No, they're here. They're online. 89% of YouTube viewers are online. So we know that we need to evangelize online. So what platforms should we be on? What platforms should we be on? Well, let me give you these statistics. Let's walk through all three of these. Jew and Greek says content is king, but marketing is queen. So does Gabriel Bello. Logan says yes. So here, if we're trying to think of a good place to put our church's stuff, a lot of people just create a Facebook group, and especially during a pandemic, whenever they don't know how to do stuff online, they're creating a Facebook group and they're going live onto their Facebook page. And this is it's great. It's great for the church. It's great for the congregation, but it's not long term. Okay, same with Instagram. They use Instagram for immediate feeding of the congregation. But if you want your services, if you want your message to remain and to keep helping people over and over again daily for years, that's called evergreen content. Evergreen meaning all the time throughout the whole year. And that is what YouTube is for. YouTube has, as of here recently, 2 billion monthly active users, and that is only growing. 89% of YouTube views come from outside of the US. It is the second largest search engine in the world, and it's owned by the first. Google is the first largest search engine in the world, and it owns YouTube, the second. They dominate everything now. And you know, the devil tried to use this for advancing his kingdom and diminishing the church kingdom, but we need to flip that script. We need to make it so we are the ones using it against him, and we're getting the gospel out. So now let's start talking about growing on YouTube. But before we get into that, be sure to subscribe to this channel and ding that bell to get notified every time I release new videos, every time I release new content, because I'm doing stuff like this all the time, and if you need more help with anything, just shoot me a message on YouTube, on Instagram, or on Facebook, and I'll personally be glad to help you. So let's talk about growing on YouTube. All right, so 3 things that will dramatically increase your reach on YouTube. YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world, owned by the first. More than 2 billion. It has more than 2 billion monthly active users. Let me show you these again. And 89% of YouTube views come from outside of the US. So screenshot this, put it in your journal, do whatever you want to do with it. We need to learn how to grow on YouTube. Now, Facebook and Instagram are great secondary platforms, but I would say YouTube is most important for you to be on it right now. So we need to be on YouTube while we still can, at least. I'm not saying this is the case for everything. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, but make YouTube your focus. And I'm not just saying it's not a place to store your videos. YouTube is not a place. That's what people thought years ago. Not anymore. It's a search-based platform. So you start posting your videos. Logan says flip it. That's what I'm talking about. Flip the script. So start turning your messages, your sermons, into videos, and then start posting those on YouTube, keeping the original file, of course, because YouTube could crash one day, just bloop, went over the edge, YouTube's gone. And you need to be able to have those videos to post on another platform, another rising platform, because there will be another one at some point. Now, they might start getting stricter, so you'll need a website, you'll need a domain, you'll need a place where you can post these things, but YouTube can be that place for right now. So 3 strategies that will dramatically increase your reach on YouTube. Number 1 is consistency. Number 1 is consistency in posting and in value. Go ahead and put consistency in the comments. Go ahead and put number 1, consistency in the comments. In posting and in value. So what does this mean? On YouTube, the YouTube algorithm, and there are lots of people out there giving lots of advice on growing on YouTube. Lots of advice. But these 3 things that I'm sharing with you are the fundamental things. And if you can't get these, these are kind of, this is more than just the regular YouTube tips, okay? You can find other YouTube tips out there online. These 3 are the things that will catapult your ministry to the next level. This is what catapulted our ministry to the next level. So one is consistency in posting and in value. So you need to be consistent posting at least once a week. At the very least, posting a video on YouTube once a week. This goes for anybody, even if you're not a part of a church. You need to be posting once a week. Now, for churches, this is pretty easy because you can live stream your church service on Sunday and on Wednesday, depending on when you have church services. You can live stream that, or you live stream it on Facebook, download the video, and post it on YouTube with a good title, with a good thumbnail, with a good descriptions, with good tags, everything those other people tell you to do. But not just in posting, consistency in value. So don't just post to post. Don't post to get clicks. Post with good videos. Like, actually have good content in your videos. Marketing is queen, yes, but consistent content is king. I almost said consistency is king. That'd be a good one too. But consistency in posting and in value. So let's move on to point number 2. Now that you're posting once a week, you're ready to grow. So let's move on to point number 2. Tell your church how they can help. This is what we did at ECC. We took a Wednesday night, and I spoke to the whole congregation about how they could actually help us online and how they could boost our reach. With 50 people watching live, so even if they're in the church service, have them pull out their phones, even during announcements, and go on to YouTube, look up your channel, and click on that video and set it down, turn the volume down, and set it down, and have them watching it live. Now, they're not scrolling on Facebook, they're not looking on Twitter, their phone is set down to the side, or they're commenting on it regularly with points like you're doing on this one, like Logan's doing. Consistency is number 1. Gabriel Bello says in posting and in value. So have them posting comments during the service, like Bible verses. Have them doing every single person in the church, whether they know how to do it or not. Show them how. And in fact, have them liking it, have them commenting it. It will boost your reach. This is my guess, my educated guess, by at least double within a few months. Here is my pastor talking a little bit about how this affected our church. So check this out.
Partnering with your congregation as far as evangelism and social media is probably one of the most important points that Evan is making when he talks about how to really mobilize your social media and get it to reach more people. Because in the 21st century, evangelism primarily is going to take place through the platforms of YouTube and Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and others. And so it's important that we train our congregations. It's amazing to me that we will have week-long trainings on evangelism in our churches, and we'll teach them how to evangelize on the street, how to go door to door, how to evangelize in an elevator, but we never teach them how to evangelize strategically on social media. But that is the medium through which we're going to reach most of the people in the 21st century. So you've got to get your congregation involved, not just by telling them how important it is, but showing them how to do it. And Evan DiDio is doing just that.
So imagine this. Somebody walks into your church, never been there before, they're brand new. They walk in and nobody greets them. Nobody says, "Hey, how you doing?" This is what we're doing to our online ministry. And that's why we need our congregation in the comments. We need them, "Hey, whoever you are," there's somebody new in the comments. So they're like, "Hey, how are you doing? Welcome to the live stream at Jew and Greek," who says, "Wow, Evan looks a lot like his pastor." Yes, I do. I wonder why. No, have them replying to people in the comments. The pastor can't necessarily get to all the comments, and for us in particular at our church, there are hundreds of comments streaming in on live streams. I mean, on a regular service, we've gotten up to 600 people watching live with us. We've gotten past 800 before in an interview situation, and it's doing amazing. And you can look up Encounter Today on YouTube if you'd like to see more of that. But this is so powerful. Tell your congregation that they can actually help. And when we told, especially our older congregation, the older people in the congregation, how they could help, they took it and they ran with it. And I mean, they were watching videos several times over and over again, and that was just boosting the algorithm even more. Within a few months' time, so at the beginning of this year, we were at around 10, maybe 15,000 subscribers. And we thought that was crazy. And so by the end of 2020, this was our goal, by the end of 2020, have 100,000 subscribers. We were like, yes, we're going to do this. And then whenever summer came around, all of a sudden, our viewership was going like this for 5 years. Our viewership was going like this, and then during summer, flatlined to literally 0. For 2 months, 2 or 3 straight months, nothing. I mean, nothing. And there were some problems we had to fix, and we had to think, okay, how could we stop this from happening in the future? And then all of a sudden we saw a little bit of growth, and then plummeted again. We were like, what's going on? And it was YouTube pretty much shadow banning us because of the content we were putting out. They didn't like it very much. It was a little offensive. They're not the ones to be able to decide that. And even if it is offensive, be offensive. Not on purpose. Like, don't offend people. Let them be offended. Don't try to be nice to people. The day of the mega ministry is over. Okay? The day of trying to be nice to get more viewers is over. No, you need to be polarizing. And that's what we've been doing. We've been kind of covering this election the past several months and using that as kind of a springboard to jump up past 100,000 subscribers, past 10 million views. We're about to pass 10 million views on our channel. We're using these polarizing topics. And listen, there are lots of Christians out there that don't like the topic of the election. Lots of them. I don't want to hear it in the comments. We hide comments, and you can do that too. And I'm not saying you need to post stuff about the election. You do what the Holy Spirit tells you to do, and that is the word that people need to hear. Don't try to do what you think will get more views. Do what the Holy Spirit tells you to do, and you'll do it. But now, we're about to get to tip number 3. Let me know how you think. This is a lot of information, y'all. Let me know if you're ready to take this stuff and put it to use. You could stop right here and use this information, and your channel would grow by at least double within the next few months. If you start doing it right, if you start putting in the work. But tip number 3 is for those of you that are serious out there. Like, yes, I want to do this. My congregation is already helping us. They're watching the videos. They're liking. They're commenting. We've got everyone in the congregation doing that. Every video gets at least 100 views within the first hour because we're doing that. And they know that as soon as we post it, we need to go and watch it. We need to go like it and share it, just like you're doing for this video right now. But we're going on to tip number 3. Are y'all ready for this? This is a brand new strategy, by the way. Nobody else that I've seen, anyway, but a handful of people. Like, I could count on one hand the people I've seen doing this. Well, one finger. Actually talking about this. This is a brand new strategy. So if you're excited for the brand new strategy, put some fire emojis in the comments. Come on, you know I like those fire emojis. Logan says, he's your dad. Yeah, he's my dad. So, let's see. Their channel took off after they interviewed me. yes, it did. Logan says number 3. Jew and Greek says number 3. Yes, here we are. Number 3, the mega video strategy. I had to say it like that. The mega video strategy. Take a sermon series, edit it together, and post it on YouTube. So we did this last night, okay, with a 5-hour, 41-minute, and 23-second video. That's a big video. We ran into some problems because it was a really big video, and YouTube doesn't really like the content. So it was kind of two things working against us. But we got it posted last night, and with, I guessed, and, you know, my pastor kind of laughed at this a little bit. And not in a bad way, but like, that would be awesome if that happened. I said, by the morning, it's going to pass 20,000 views. All right? When I woke up, we posted at 9 o'clock, okay? When I woke up at 7, it was past 24,000 views. We've been building up this momentum, and then we post this video. It's the election highlights too, prophetic election highlights. So this is big. Like, tonight is the election. Today, this is election day. We posted it on the eve of the election, right before that spike started happening. And by the way, election highlights is a major search term, and I figured that out through GoogleTrends.com. We figured that out through vidIQ. I figured that out through lots of different things, finding out how much searches it gets a month. I researched before I pressed record, and we posted that video at 9 o'clock, 7 o'clock, when I woke up, 24,000 views. Right now, it's past 53,000 views. That's a few hours later, more than 53,000 views. Within way less than 24 hours, it's doing better than any other video we've ever posted. This is the mega video strategy. Now, am I saying you need to do this immediately? No. It's one of those things that you need a pretty good viewership base, but on YouTube, get this, minutes matter most, okay? Minutes matter most. Views are vanity metrics. Subscribers are vanity metrics. If someone is watching 10 minutes of your 10-minute video, that's a lot of minutes, and YouTube sees that, so they start pushing it. minutes matter most. So you can go in to your YouTube analytics and see something called audience retention. Audience retention is if they're watching 5% of your video, then you might need to change up your videos. If they're watching 20%, that's much better. 50%, if YouTube sees they're watching 50% of your videos, that's crazy. Now, there are people out there that will sit down for 5 hours, maybe not straight, but they will watch a 5-hour long video, and people are doing that. Now, we had to build up that viewership where each video, all of our congregation knows as soon as we post a video, every single Tuesday at 3, we need to go and watch that and like it and comment. Every single Sunday, we pull out our phones to comment and watch live. They know that. So as soon as we did this, it was ready to start. It was ready to start going. So that's what I want you to start doing. The mega video strategy comes after everything I've taught you, of course. You need to build the groundwork, make sure everything's working like it needs to be, and then you do this maybe once a month. Maybe you did a sermon series on joy, and so you start taking five 40-minute long videos. You edit them together, throw some video in between, and this is what we did. We had an intro and an outro shot by Pastor yesterday. We shot it yesterday and put it in there, and that gives people, it tells them what the video is, and then at the end, it gives them a call to action to subscribe for future videos. Now, you can also, if there are questions from people, you can shoot those videos and put them in between each sermon. So maybe you finished up one and somebody, like say it's on joy and joy being your strength, and somebody had a question on that, so you talk about that. And this, of course, is just an example. You can do this if you want to, I guess. But you answer those questions and you put it there, and that way it's totally different. Even people who have seen those sermons will get their questions answered, so there is reason for them to watch it. So this is huge. This is, again, new strategy. I just wanted to give you that for free. Trust me, I've got some courses coming out soon, so that way you can go even deeper. So be sure to subscribe for future interviews and future live streams too. We're about to head into the Q&A section, so ask your questions, put them in the comments. Remember to share this video with pastors and other leaders that you know of in churches, because this is important. That we need to start doing this right now, like yesterday. I remember hearing the phrase, the best time to start on YouTube was 5 years ago. The second best time is now. So start posting videos consistently. Remember, let's come back to this. What would your church services look like if your focus was on the online audience? We've had services where the power of God falls in the chat, and people are getting healed, delivered. People are asking for prayer in the YouTube chat. Like, you know, y'all are in the chat right now. Y'all are in the comments, and people are saying, I need healing in my liver. Seriously. In one video, we had more than 20 prayer requests come in within like a 10-minute time period. It's amazing. This is where the reach is. 89% of YouTube views come from outside of the U.S. So this is the time to be on YouTube, to start putting our effort into that, especially before they really start shadow banning us. But thank you guys so much for watching. It means the world to me that you would sit down and watch something like this. It shows me that you're serious about this. It shows me that you're ready to start taking this stuff on and working hard at it. So thank you so much. You're awesome. Just wanted to go ahead and tell you, you're awesome. And I will see you in the next video. Peace. Well, I guess we should go ahead and get into the Q&A section. Logan said, so cool, I am subscribed. Amen, thank you. Yes, guys, let me know. And it's had a ton of views. Yeah, mega video strategy. It's a crazy strategy. I'm getting a drink of water. But if you have questions, now is the time to go ahead and ask them. So go ahead and throw your questions in the comments. Logan said bye. See you later, man. Put your questions in the comments, because we need to go ahead and start getting to those. I'll give you a second. Yeah, let's bring up that music. Oh yeah. I don't know why I like that song so much. It's too modern. It's too modern for me. It's like, yeah, but I like it. It's fun. I guess it's funky. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Put those questions in the comments. Jew and Greek, you mentioned you had questions about live streaming. If you have those, go ahead and put them in the comments. We'll get right into those. If you also know if your pastor has questions, or go put those in the comments. What is the best camera for live streaming? Okay, that's what Jew and Greek just asked. What is the best camera for live streaming? So here is the Q&A section. Jew and Greek asked, what is the best camera for live streaming? Right now, let me know how you think this looks. I'm using the Sony a6400. The camera's in 4K, down process it to 1080 and stream it in 1080. But this is a great camera. Of course, you need a lens. A camera to take a look at is the Sony ZV-1. This is $750. It doesn't have interchangeable lenses, which is something you might want to think about, but it's like a 24 to 180 1.8 lens, so it's a nice lens, nice camera with a clean HDMI out. That's something to look into. That's something I want to get at some point. Evan's gonna say Sony a6400 for camera, right? I mean, yeah. Now the Sony a7C, I believe is it a7C or a7C2? Let me check. I think it's a7C. Yeah, a7C. This is a newer camera. It's a full frame camera, which means you're going to be able to shoot in lower light. It's a lot of people, they get a GoPro because it said it could shoot 5K video. And if you've got a GoPro, I'm not putting it down or anything, but because the sensor is so small, it's not going to have good video unless you're in bright daylight, like unless you're outside. So that's one thing to consider. Jonathan says, "Are you a Calvinist?" I am not. I am not. I am a Christian. Is that controversial? I don't. Jew and Greek says affordable. So the Sony a7C is. I'll come back to the Calvinist part in a minute. The Sony a7C thing that's $1,800 or so, and again, you have to get a lens, a separate lens with it. I'd recommend this lens, the Sony 16mm f1.4. Because it looks like this, you get a nice blurry background, and especially with a full frame, you're going to get an even blurrier background. So that's something to consider. Gabriel Bella Music said, "Have you thought about doubling what does your in mean? Vimeo by BitChute because of banning? Do what? You're in Vimeo." I don't understand. Can you retype that, Brother Gabe? I don't completely understand what you're asking. Like, have you thought about, yeah, Encounter Today says, "Refer all questions about Calvinism to Jew and Greek's channel." Good, that's a great point. Jew and Greek actually just came out with a video a few weeks ago about Calvinism. So go and watch that video about Calvinism. That'll explain why I'm not, as of right now at least, I'm not a Calvinist, and I'm not going to talk about it because I don't know everything about it. Jew and Greek knows a lot about it, though, so I want you to go and watch that. Exactly what I was going to say, Encounter Today, LOL, yeah. So, like, posting to Vimeo because of banning? Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, so driving the video to Vimeo too. We have in the past, but no, because we're keeping it all on one platform. We're driving all of the traffic onto one platform. And this is something to talk about in a future video because this is a good point. We were streaming to several platforms at once before, like Facebook, Vimeo, where else? I already said Facebook, YouTube. We were streaming to all these platforms, and what it was doing was it was divvying up our audience, 20 people watching here, 20 people watching here. So then we combined them all into YouTube, and that's also whenever everything happened. Doubling video drops on BitChute and other channels due to banning. Yes, so what we're doing is we'll download each service and back up each service in case we really get banned on YouTube. But even if we get banned on YouTube, we can still download the videos from YouTube, I think. Now we haven't gotten banned completely on YouTube. Maybe shadow banned, but not banned to where we can't post any videos. Praise God. Like that. We don't want that to happen, but we have backed up everything so we can post to something like Vimeo or change our platform. Maybe even Twitch. I don't know. That's a gaming live streaming platform, but hey, they need the gospel too, so we might head on over there too. Great questions so far, man. Great questions. Going back to the camera for live streaming, I think maybe the Sony ZV-1. In fact, let me pull this up over here. I'm going to look up the Sony ZV-1 and the A7 III. So that way you can see both of them. Yeah, with a pack, the Sony ZV-1 is $850, but you can get it just the camera for $750. Let me look up Sony A7C. 7C? Is that it? A7C 2600. No, that's it comes with a lens. Okay, well, I will just show you this one here. Let's see. Yeah. Let me go ahead and add it as an input so y'all can see it. I'll show you this one, even though it's kind of the pack, so it comes with everything. But here's the Sony Alpha A7C full frame camera. Very nice camera. In fact, it's pretty new. So I mean, great autofocus. You've got great colors. A lot of people complain about Sony colors because, you know, Canon's colors are much better, which I'm starting to disagree with that. I prefer seeing Sony colors more than Canon. Those two are pretty much the biggest. You can also go with Panasonic Gh5. That's gonna cost you a lot of money though. So A7C or the Sony ZV-1. Now this is not a full frame camera, but it's going to be 10 times better than any GoPro you can get. I mean, this is going to be awesome. It comes with image stabilization, a flip out screen, an onboard mic that actually works pretty good too, and a little dead cat that goes on top, and this little stand here, a light, the vlogger kit. It's very cool. You might want to get a better memory card, and you might want to consider continuous power. But other than that, that's a really nice camera that I would consider taking a look at. So let me know if that helps. Let's see here. Let's see. Gabriel Bello says, I know places like BitChute that don't ban certain content, perhaps some vids here on YouTube, others on other platforms. They are actual platforms, no publishers pretending to be platforms. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, and that's really the trouble with social media platforms, because they say, you know, you can, it's your YouTube channel, but it's pretty much not, if that makes sense. So you got to be careful with that. Bible Man video game, that is, yeah. Yeah, so I hope that I've answered those two questions pretty good. Of course, you need a good camera and you need a capture card for being able to actually live stream. Now, the Canon lineup, like if you have, I know you have the Canon M50, which if you get a Cam Link, let me look this up real fast. Cam Link 4K. The price finally came back down on these. They went up to like $280 during the lockdown because everyone was using them. Now they're back to like $121, a usable amount. This is something that will help you connect your camera and it actually look good. Now, I know the Canon USB thing works okay, but this is going to be like a webcam, and it's going to have up to 4K video. Now you can't really stream in 4K unless you have the processing and Wi-Fi power, but streaming in 1080p is much easier, and you can do that through this. So if you use your Canon M50, which I know that you have that Canon M50, it would work really well for that. Encounter Today says other platforms can work for security, but YouTube are where the sinners are right now. Yep, yeah, that's a good point. So we need to be on YouTube, and then once it's needed, we can change platforms. But yeah, get that Cam Link 4K. Maybe get two. I don't know, because now that it's down to 121, that's a good one. You could also, if you want to get even more professional, you could look up Blackmagic and ATEM Mini. Let's see. Look up Blackmagic ATEM Mini. This is for HD, I believe. Let's look it up. I think it's for HD. For HDMI. Weird. But you can record it through this. You don't need a computer. The biggest thing for live streaming is you need a good camera. He said, Jonathan said, dude, why you don't start some giveaway? Oh, that would be cool. That would be cool. I don't really want to give any of my stuff away though. That's the only thing. But this thing works great because for live streaming you need a good camera, a way to connect your camera to your computer, a good encoder, and a good Wi-Fi. Not Wi-Fi, a good internet connection. You probably don't want to use Wi-Fi, you want to use Ethernet. And so that encoder is what's really important. That's where a lot of people go wrong with this. This encodes the video for you and sends it to your computer. It like breaks the video down so it can. You ever seen Willy Wonka? That's what my mind goes to. It dissolves the chocolate, moves it through the air, tiny little airwaves, and puts it over here. And that's what the encoder does. That's a good illustration, I think. I'm just saying that myself, but this is a good one for a good price. So it's like 4 of those. What was it called? The 4K capture card. What I'm using it. Oh, Camlink. It's sitting right here. I'm using the Camlink right now. This is what I want to get though. It is, I think, just for HD video, but I mean, hey, you don't need 4K anyway. And then you can. This will be your board for switching. I've seen people use this for on-the-go stuff too. You can select which camera, you can fade, you can do picture-in-picture, all that kind of stuff. All your inputs go in here. You've got 4 inputs. You can put in, it's got mic jack, mic 1 and mic 2 for 1/4 inch, but yeah, so it works really good, and you can record straight to it. And it has an HDMI out, so you can show all the camera feeds on a TV. Ever seen like Bethel or something? They've got this TV with lots of different. They're using this Blackmagic stuff. They're using a much higher quality one, but in fact, let's just look up ATEM. So let's look up the Pro switcher and let's see. Where's the Pro switcher out? Ah, there it is. So this is what you want to do if you're going into television. Now, and it is just HD. But this is a major, of course it uses SDI instead of HDMI. This is a big machine right here. It has, let's see, 8 inputs, 8 outputs, SDI video input. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And it's for all systems, of course. So, stuff to look into for that. Let's look at the comments again. Where's my mouse? There it is. Link your video in description on streaming. It's fantastic. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Let me do that real fast. Let me know if you're enjoying this Q&A, and if you have any other questions, put them in the comments section of this video. We're talking about a lot of different things in this video. It's pretty cool. I'm going to the live streaming video to link it up and put it down here. LED. Yeah, here it is. Right, copy, link address, and boom, now it's in the chat. So you can go and click on that, and I'll edit the description of this video so you can find that video in the description of this one. You can probably hear my computer going a little bit harder now because, let's see, there's a lot of stuff going on. There we go. Doing it live. We're just doing it live. Yeah, let me know if this is helping you so far, and if you are enjoying it. I think we can go ahead and start wrapping things up, but thank you guys so much for watching. I've used my voice a lot this week, and I need to rest for this weekend because this weekend is going to be crazy, y'all. I'm going to be playing with Chris Burns in Newton and with Mario Murillo and Jeremiah Johnson. They're holding the Remnant Rising Conference. You can go to jeremiahjohnsonministries.com to find out more about that. You can get live streaming tickets because they're sold out now indoors, but you can go to the live stream. You can go to jeremiahjohnsonministries.com, and I'll be playing guitar with Chris Burns. It's going to be a lot of fun on the night sessions, I believe. The morning sessions, I'll just be enjoying the services, so that'll be fun. But I can't wait to get to meet those fantastic men of God. It's going to be a great time, and I can't wait to see you in the chat of that too, maybe. I don't know. That'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it? But, yep, thank you guys so much for watching. Yep. I'll see you in the next video. Oh, Jew and Greek says, I gotta go vote. Yeah, don't let me stop you. Thank you. I'll see y'all in a later video. Peace.